The confirmed number of cases of the coronavirus in Los Angeles County today comes to 34,428. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 1,659. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 327, with total confirmed deaths at 39. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Jin Chun. It's 4 p.m. on Wednesday, May 13th. A familiar face returns to public service as Torrance City Council members appointed a former City Councilwoman to round out the group to 7 members again.
I, Heidi Ann Ashcraft,
solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of California.
That was City Clerk Rebecca Poirier swearing in newly appointed City Councilwoman Heidi Ann Ashcraft. This was one of the highly anticipated council items on the agenda last night. Ashcraft was one of a dozen candidates vying for the seat. She has a long history serving the city. She was first appointed to the council in 2013 to fill the vacancy left by Cliff Newmark. She was then elected to the City Council in 2014 and served a 4-year term. Ashcraft fills the vacancy left by Councilman George Chen's at-large seat. 4 of the 6 council members supported the appointment of Ashcraft, all saying while the city received many great applicants with a variety of experiences, considering Ashcraft's history and knowledge of the city, she would make the best candidate. Ashcraft was called in after the council voted to come to City Hall to get sworn in. She was then asked to join the virtual council meeting as it resumed until nearly 1:30 a.m. The city's next election will take place in 2022, with residents casting their votes for districts 1, 3, and 5, as well as the at-large mayor's seat. Torrance Beach, along with beaches across the Los Angeles coast, opened at 6 a.m. today with safety precautions in place. Torrance City Council members approved last night to reopen the beach, as well as Miramar Park and the Riviera Beach Colony public parking lot. LA County's Department of Beaches and Harbors approved the opening, but says the beach is strictly limited to just exercise. For now, that includes surfing, swimming, walking, and running. What's not allowed is sunbathing, volleyball, picnicking, or gathering in groups. While the bike paths continue to remain closed, only one parking lot was approved to strictly avoid overflow parking into residential areas. Face coverings must also be worn while on the beach, unless, of course, you're in the water. And beachgoers must continue to social distance and stay at least 6 feet away from other people. California Governor Gavin Newsom announced guidelines for reopening certain industries in the state. Additional modifications were shared by the governor to enable businesses to dive deeper into phase 2 of their reopening. This includes lifting more restrictions for restaurants, who would be able to start dine-in service, car washes, strip malls, pet grooming businesses, office-based workspaces, and of course outdoor museums. The state says all facilities must perform a detailed risk assessment and implement a site-specific protection plan, train employees on how to limit the spread of COVID-19, including how to screen themselves for symptoms, and encouraging employees to stay home if they are sick. Implementing individual control measures and screenings, disinfecting protocols, as well as physical distancing guidelines. So far, only 7 counties in California were approved to move deeper into that stage 2 of reopening, with several dozen more in discussion with the state. The modifications that Governor Newsom shared gives restaurant owners a better idea of what changes will need to be made in order to reopen for dine-in service. Guidelines include having disposable menus or posting menus online so they can be viewed on customers' own devices, having utensils, napkins, and cups preset at the table before diners sit down, avoid sharing condiments, pre-rolling utensils and napkins before handing them to customers, and if you have leftover food, you'll need to pack it yourself instead of the wait staff. And restaurants will need to thoroughly clean tables and chairs after each use. Tableside food preparation won't be allowed any longer, and bar areas will need to remain closed, and diners must wear face masks inside restaurants when they are not eating. Now, of course, all of these guidelines are in place to protect customers and employees, maintain minimal interaction, and to ultimately prevent the spread of infection. Now, what about offices? Newsom said the state has also developed guidelines for office buildings to reopen for employees not able to telecommute. The new rules include training employees on safety and self-screening, daily temperature checks, redesigning office spaces to allow for 6 feet of spacing between workers, restricting common areas, doing extra cleaning in places of high traffic like break rooms and elevators, requiring employees to disinfect personal work areas regularly, avoiding handshakes, adjusting and modifying hours to allow people to space out better, and consider installing systems to circulate outside air into the office. Now, we talked about restrictions and modifications in place for how restaurants and businesses would be able to move deeper into that state's phase 2 of reopening. Well, before that happens here in LA County, public health officials must be able to prove to the state that the county can meet the following criteria first. That includes having no more than one new COVID-19 case per 10,000 residents in the past 14 days, as well as no new COVID-19 deaths in the last 2 weeks. All essential workers must have enough PPEs, a minimum of 1.5 tests conducted, as well as at least 15 contact tracers per 100,000 residents, having the ability to house 15% of the county's homeless population, hospitals able to handle a minimum of a 35% surge, nursing facilities having a 2-week supply of PPEs, and continuing to monitor metrics to potentially reenact restrictions if needed. So far, very few counties in the state have been able to meet all the criteria to be given the green light to move further with reopenings. The city of Torrance is working closely with the county to help city businesses move forward as safely as possible. For more information, you can go to covid19.ca.gov. Well, a statement from LA County's Public Health Director, Dr. Barbara Ferrer, became widely reported yesterday after a statement she made to the Board of Supervisors was taken out of context. LA County Board Supervisor Catherine Barger clarified that while Dr. Ferrer indicated the county's stay-at-home measures would continue to remain for at least a few more months, restrictions would gradually relax under the county's existing 5-stage roadmap to recovery. Now, Dr. Ferrer reminds the public of the startling death rates. At the beginning of April, the county had 78 deaths reported, and at the end of the month with more than 1,100 deaths related to COVID-19. LA County is considered the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak in California, accounting for roughly 50% of the total number of cases and deaths in the entire state. Well, the California Guard honored healthcare workers and first responders today with a special flyover. While plans initially included flyovers through Southern California to include Torrance Memorial and local stations, fire stations, and hospitals, last-minute changes canceled those plans and jets stayed up north today. The 4 F-15C Eagle tactical fighter jet pilots flew in formation to salute hospital workers, first responders, and essential employees who continue to work through this health crisis. The 4 jets took off from the Fresno Air National Guard base at 10 a.m. this morning. While Southern California wasn't included in today's flight path, the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds and the Navy Blue Angels plan to honor medical workers and first responders with the flyover salute over San Diego and parts of Los Angeles this Friday afternoon. 6 F-16 Fighting Falcons will take formation over Los Angeles around 1:10 p.m. on Friday and last about 30 minutes. Spectators are asked to safely watch from their homes, avoid gathering, and maintain social distancing guidelines while enjoying this special tribute. Well, last night's lengthy city council meeting also highlighted the new recipients of this year's 2020 Hometown Heroes banner program, which honors members of the armed forces of the past and present. This year, 29 new banners are being installed. Traditionally, the third weekend in May marks the city's annual Armed Forces Day parade and weekend festivities. Although this year's events have been canceled, the city council read a proclamation observing May 15th through the 17th as Armed Forces Day, saluting members of the United States military. City Manager Leroy Jackson also shared an update on the city's efforts during the COVID-19 health crisis. His report included measures and protocols the city has put in place for the public, as well as city departments' efforts to respond to the crisis. Torrance Assistant City Manager, as well as Torrance Fire Chief, also gave updates on the city's emergency operations and efforts on recovery and outreach plans. Along with swearing in newly appointed City Council member Heidi Ashcraft, the city was asked to approve Measure M, a multi-year sub-regional fund with the LA County Metropolitan Transportation Authority to appropriate nearly $6 million to pay for the Torrance School Safety and Accessibility Program. This would help to improve existing infrastructure in neighborhoods around certain elementary schools in the Torrance School District. This is to encourage pedestrian and bicycle modes of transportation to and from schools. Additional items in conversation can be seen and heard as the meeting is replayed on City Cable today and tomorrow at 10 p.m. and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. The community is continuing to show excitement for the reopening of the city's MADRONA Marsh Preserve, as hundreds are calling in daily looking to reserve a spot on the limited visiting schedule. The preserve is open to tomorrow, Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. with appointment times at 10 a.m., 11:15, 12:30 p.m. and 1:45 p.m. And if you can't commit to an appointment time this week, you can also check the Marsh's Facebook page on the day you'd like to visit. You can see what available spots are remaining and plan to walk up. The Marsh is following guidelines from the Los Angeles Department of Public Health to ensure visitors and staff are safe. Group appointments are limited to those living in the same household or living unit. No other groups are allowed at this time. Visitors must check in at the entry point to the preserve, and visitors are asked to socially distance while visiting and comply with CDC guidelines by wearing a face covering. The MADRONA Marsh Preserve is one of the last remaining wetlands in Southern California. It is home to hundreds of birds, insects, reptiles, and unique plants that are now in full bloom. For questions, you can call 310-782-3898. The city's grocery delivery service, Torrance Cares to Go, is just days away from phasing out. Friday will be the last day participants can place an order for delivery. To help local residents who may still need assistance with grocery delivery services, the city listed a number of grocery and delivery resources available with direct links on the city's website. You'll also find information on the Great Plates program. This is a statewide initiative launched to ensure seniors have access to fresh daily meals. Seniors just need to sign up online, and the Great Plates program has extended through June 10th. Local restaurants can also register to be able to provide food services to the community. The Torrance Cares to Go program was organized by the city to offer seniors and those with underlying health conditions an option to have grocery and some essential items delivered at a set cost. Nearly 1,300 packages have been delivered to date. The last day to order is Friday, May 15th. The City Council honored this year's recipients of the 2020 Hometown Heroes Banner program, as mentioned earlier. And now just driving around town, you'll be able to see the various banners along Torrance Boulevard. The city started installing Hometown Heroes military banners over the weekend and continue through today. This year, 29 new banners were purchased by loved ones. The program recognizes the community's men and women in uniform who are currently serving in the armed forces, as well as veterans and those who have passed. To honor this year's members of the military, we've invited family and friends of the Hometown Heroes banner to share a message.
I'm Jim Mills.
And I'm Gary Pasquale.
And we're honored to have sponsored Pablo Diaz for the Hometown Heroes program. Pablo served in the United States Air Force from 1958 to 1962, and while on active duty in England, met his lovely bride, Joan. Pablo and Joan recently celebrated their 56th anniversary. Pablo and Joan have lived in the city of Torrance for 52 years, where they raised their 2 daughters and now their 3 grandchildren. Pablo, thank you for your service.
Yes, Pablo, thank you.
Thank you for that message, Jim and Gary, and for sponsoring Pablo Diaz's banner. What a special tribute. Well, if you're one of thousands who won't be part of a traditional graduation ceremony due to COVID-19, we want to celebrate you and your big milestone. Congratulations to our youngest graduate today. This is HASSAN KURESHI. He is promoting from FERN Elementary and will begin middle school in the fall. HASSAN is a first-degree black belt in Taekwondo. In his free time, he loves to swim, play games like Roblox and Animal Crossing with his friends. He says he would love to work for either Apple or Tesla someday. Congratulations to Emma Ortiz. She is a graduating senior at Torrance High School. She will be attending California State University, Long Beach in the fall. Congratulations to Michael Wellsome. He is a graduating senior and class president at Torrance High School. He was on the cross country and track and field team all 4 years of high school. He plans to attend UC San Diego in the fall and major in cognitive science. Congratulations to Jason McKintosh. He is a graduating senior at West High School. He played water polo and swam all 4 years of high school. He also holds the rank of Eagle Scout with Troop 851 in Torrance, the highest honor within the Boy Scouts organization. He is headed to El Camino College in the fall. Congratulations to Sarah Beasley. She is a graduating senior at North High School. She is one of only 4 graduate scholars who've earned straight A's for every semester. She played soccer all 4 years and finished her senior year on the varsity team. She's also a volunteer at Harbor UCLA Medical Center. In the fall, Sarah plans to attend Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences as a pre-med health sciences major. Congratulations to all of our graduates, whether it's a preschool promotion or college graduation and every milestone in between. Send us your photo. Let us know what school you are graduating from, as well as a short bio, and we'll be sure to share it on our show. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we'd like to share your story of how you and your family, friends, and local businesses are all surviving this health crisis. Well, one local high school isn't letting COVID-19 stop them from sharing their talents with the community. Students from Bishop Montgomery decided to forge ahead with their first ever virtual talent show. Fan favorite went to Catherine Moreno, who performed a dramatic monologue. Honorable mention went to Sarah Ward for singing "You Are the Reason." Third place went to a virtual duet by Rihanna Escobar and Catherine de Guzman. And second place went to Julia Keller for extreme hula hooping. That'll come up in just a minute. That's pretty neat. And for the first place win went to Joshua Esteban for his piano performance. Thank you to Bishop Montgomery High School for sharing your talent-filled virtual show with us. What a great idea. We love hearing stories, seeing photos and videos like this sent to us, so please keep them coming so that we can share your story of how Torrance cares. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov if you have questions or just want to share. Stay informed by signing up at torranceca.gov/Torrance Alerts. Subscribe to City Cable's YouTube channel and be sure to like the city's Facebook page. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow at 4 p.m. as Ben McCain brings you the latest COVID-19 updates. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.